Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. You know what day it is. You know what hour, minute, second. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back again. And trust me, I'm never going to be alone because I still got a friend. But just in case you've forgotten who I am, it's me. It's me. It's that capital D-O. OGIFRANCHISE. Let me try that again for you. Okay? It's the capital D-O. OGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. It's Doogie Franchise and the place to be. And it is show off season. And like I said before, I am not alone. I got a guest with me. I got a friend, co-worker, another person who, like myself, like to talk wrestling. That pro wrestling, and this has been a long time coming because I've been trying to get this person on the show since last summer, a little before last summer. You know what I mean? Dude ran up on me and was showing me stuff from Impact, from ML Dub. This person right here, you know, he worked in the wrestling industry for a bit. He still do. He's also a youth basketball coach, youth leader, educator. This fella right here, I know him as Malave, but y'all can know him as Markell. Ooh, Markell Malave, Eminem, and Double M, whichever he choose. His name sounds like a wrestling name too, by the way. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Malave, say what up to those listening.
Hey, hello. How y'all doing out there today?
How are you? How's your day going so far today?
It's good. It's kind of quiet. How about yours?
Oh, it's been lively. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started a little, but you know how it goes.
Yeah,
You know how it goes. So, cause I want to jump right into the wrestling talk. Let's get right into the wrestling talk. Okay. So, first thing I want to know is like, when and how did you discover like pro wrestling?
Well, I remember at the age of three, I was sitting there and I was cutting a birthday cake. And while I was cutting the cake, my grandfather had the TV on. And my grandfather was a real big fan. And then I just took it from there.
For real?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Who was some of your favorite wrestlers watching as a kid? What year? Sorry, because this might date you. Like, at the time when you was discovering wrestling, who was some of your favorite wrestlers?
Well, Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Hulk Hogan.
Jesus.
The Bushwhackers.
All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. Other than the Bushwhackers, you just told me two wrestlers I hated as a kid. It's like, why he's so cool to y'all?
Demolition. Just like these are the guys I watched growing up. You know.
Oh no, I get it. I get it. Anybody else?
Believe it or not, I was always a big Sid Justice, Psycho Sid fan. Just something about him.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Sid Justice made the fist bump cool for white people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause you never really see, but his joint was so aggressive because he'll sit there and just fist bump you, but then he'll rub your knuckles in, and you're just like, all right, that's what's up though. That's what's up. Did you wrestle? Cause did you ever wrestle?
Not really. I tried, but at the time I went to try out, it was laws. You had to be 18 to wrestle.
And you never went back, but
nah.
you did. Did you do any like basic training stuff?
Not in those schools. I me and my friends, we fooled around doing like backyard wrestling stuff, so we kind of trained ourselves.
Okay. All right, Hardys. All right. Nah, that's cool. I asked you some of your favorite wrestlers. You somewhat be in the industry though, like, because I've seen like you've shown me clips of you at Impact shows and MLW shows and other events. Like, I'm like, oh shit, this is certain stuff, and some of the stuff I've seen, and I was like, I remember that. I didn't know you at the time, but I remember that. So like, how'd you get into those type of gigs? Like,
well, actually, I think when I was 18,
yeah,
a buddy of mine, we spent numerous hours making Tough Enough audition tapes for me. Numerous hours.
Which season of Tough Enough?
I think it was 3 when they went to Vegas and they had everybody in Vegas.
Who won 3? That was
What's that, John Morrison?
Yeah. Morrison and Matt Capitoli.
Yeah. The guy who Hardcore Harley stomped out.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
So we spent like countless hours making these tapes, these promo tapes, why I should be on the show. I think we started about 30 tapes. Then we wired down to 10. Then 10 became 5. 5 became 2. And we finally got the perfect one. The only thing I wasn't aware was that at the time, because I was 18, I had to fly myself out to Vegas and stay until I got picked. So
shit.
I'm like, yeah, I'm still in, because I have an early birthday, so I'm still in high school. I'm like, I can't afford to do that right now. So the tape kind of went to waste.
You still have access to those tapes?
No, I don't know where they're at.
Do you remember anything you said on one of those videos? Nah, you don't. It was like, yo, my name's Malave.
And I didn't even use that name at the time, Like
what was
we
the name
went
at the time?
through a whole bunch. Like I actually, even in school, I tried to go with names like I thought that was suitable for me. Like I even copied off, like I tried to bite off Just Incredible, use his name. Like, oh, I forgot that's copyrighted. Can't do that. So at one point, I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna use the name Guile, like Street Fighter. But then I'm like, nah, I can't use that neither. So like, I just sat in the library. I sat at home, and I'm just like writing in the book what fits me. Then I thought like, all right, I'll call myself Rage.
You called yourself Rage in high school?
That was one of the names I came up with in the book.
Okay.
Then I'm like, nah, that doesn't fit. I'm like, so all right, let me think of something else. As I got more and more into wrestling, one of my favorite wrestlers, I don't know how you feel about him, was Lance Storm. Lance Storm.
That's interesting.
Something about Lance Storm I like.
He was cool.
Yeah.
Stoic as hell, but he was cool. Yeah, I like certain people when he wrestled, I like to watch because I'd be like, yo, this guy is solid. I'd like when him and Jericho would go, I would be hype. Or like certain people, like him. Actually, when he wrestles another Canadian, I get hype. That's the best way to put it.
So then I was like, all right, my middle name starts with L. Nobody actually knows this, so. And then I came up with,
is it Latrell?
No.
Is it Latif?
No.
Is it Lamar?
No.
Lakeda?
No. It's a common name. My middle name is Lewis.
Oh yeah, that's coming. I wasn't gonna go there at all.
So I'm like, all right, all right. So I took the L. I have Lance. I'm like, what goes with this? Then out of thinking like Rage, I'm like Lance Rage. That doesn't work. And then out of nowhere, I came up with Lance Fury. I was like, oh, I call myself the Prophet Lance Fury. Like this, what me and my friends was doing the backyard wrestling stuff.
Okay.
And then I just kept that, and it stuck.
Lance Fury.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And then over the years, I just shortened it to L Fury. I just seen like the little logos and stuff like that.
So would you cut video promos with your friends and stuff like that?
Yeah, we used to, like before we did our little backyard wrestling tapings and stuff, we were doing stuff in school. We actually employed the 24/7 hardcore title rule. We were like running around the lobby, the lunchrooms, beating each other up in the locker rooms.
So what would a promo be like in school? Go ahead. Cut one on me like we're in high school.
For me, at the time, it was like, all right, El Fury, you're the champ of, I think, because we went through like 5 different name changes. First, it was EWF Backyard Wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then somehow it got switched to Chaotic Disorder Wrestling. I don't know what happened. But one of my friends that ran it, he got like a cease and desist order because there was another EWF somewhere. So we had to... I don't know. Like, again, he came up with Chaotic Disorder Wrestling, and we was talking about the title reign, because I was like in the mix of a long, long title reign. Like, I think I beat the initial champion like in 8 seconds in the first like match. All right. And we started in this guy's apartment. So
you said at a backyard wrestling in somebody's apartment?
Yeah.
Not even in a backyard.
Not even a backyard.
I respect it.
And then like we would go to the apartment building and film these shows, right? And then it got noise complaints. So now we shifted it to the playground right across the street. Yeah. And we were out there like probably like twice a month doing these things. And I used to work in the after school program. And like one Saturday morning, I'm out there, I'm cutting promo. Oh, the champion. It's simple. You line them up. I knock him down. I'm not losing this title. And I got like in the mix and the brawl in one of the segments where I got hit with a cookie sheet.
I mean, damn. Damn.
So like,
Sorry.
I'm laying on the ground after I got like, selling the cookie sheet.
Yeah.
And I look over and I see this little kid skate up to me. And lo and behold, the after school program I work at, it's one of the kids I'm working with.
Oh.
Her parents was out there, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like, yo, cut the tape. So then after we cut it, they left. I spoke to a few of the parents outside. We were like, just filming nothing crazy. I go into work that Monday, and as the father's picking up his daughter, he's like, was that you outside? And I was like, no, that wasn't me. Because you got to distinguish
Yeah.
Malave from, the character I'm portraying. So I was like, no, that wasn't me. It's just somebody who looks like me. And he's like, I swore that was you. I was like, yeah, I get that a lot.
That is hilarious. All right. So, but how did this lead into you doing the work for like Impact and?
Well, when the Tough Enough tape didn't go through, and my boy Kelvin, we've been friends for like 20 plus years, and he was like highly upset with me.
He was mad at you because you didn't make it, or because you couldn't.
Because we spent countless hours making those tapes, and he helped me, and we didn't send it in. But again, my whole thing to everybody was I was only 18, and I wasn't aware I had to do all this stuff before I actually got picked, because it wasn't in that when I, did the application.
Yeah.
So he was mad, and I said, all right, Kelvin. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to try to get back into it. But if I don't get into it by like my 30th birthday, then I'm going to just leave it, and just continue to be a fan. Long and behold, TNA/Impact Wrestling was doing, they started doing house shows.
Nice.
And I worked at the Westchester County Center out here in White Plains. It's like a little 6,000 seat arena where we have different events. And TNA came like 2 days before my 30th birthday, which was funny.
Nice.
I went, I did the show as part of the county center staff. That's why I met Ronnie Ling at Atlas Security. You know, famous Atlas Security. Who doesn't know Atlas Security?
I didn't know Atlas.
You didn't know Atlas?
Nah.
ECW days?
Bro.
Yeah. So I seen Ronnie, but I was talking. I'm like, yo, I seen you on this show, All Worked Up on True TV. I don't know if you're familiar with that network, like True TV.
Yes, actually.
And you know how you have like these shows, like these repo shows and all this. So he was on this thing, All Worked Up, and they was filming him doing some shows in Mexico, AAA.
Yeah.
But all these repo shows, everybody like it's fake because it's TV. But I'm like, oh, I know that guy. That's not fake because he's been doing this for a long, long time. So I talked to him and asked him, like, how can I start doing security with them? And
nice.
He asked me, what do I have experience? I'm like, yes, I work in bars. I do private parties and stuff, and I work here. So he goes and speaks to my supervisor in the county center. He comes back. He said, they spoke highly of you. Take my number, and then we'll talk. I'm like, cool.
That's like a form of instant gratification right there.
Yes.
Like, wow.
He also at the time met his right hand man right now. I don't know, like, everybody knows there's Ronnie Lang, and then this is guy Joe Polisco. He's like the right hand now for Ronnie.
Got you.
I met Joe at the time, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be working with you soon. So like after that initial meeting, a year went by. I was calling and texting, I didn't hear nothing. I'm like, oh man, they got my hopes up. I got shot down. Then I caught wind of TNA was doing these baseball themed shows called Baseball at like AAA parks.
I got you.
So I got wind of them doing a show in Brooklyn. And I said, you know what? I'm going to wing this. I Googled how long it took for me to get from where I live at here in White Plains to Brooklyn. And so I got to the city. It's like a 2-hour train ride on the subway, which I didn't believe. I get to the Cyclone Stadium, like, where all the wrestlers and players go in. I see all these guys from Atlas. I'm walking with my book bag and my suit jacket. I walk right up to the other 4 guys and I say, listen, I spoke with Ronnie and I'm supposed to be working with you guys tonight, and I really wasn't. So I figured if I go sell this lie, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to tell me to leave.
You faked it till you made it. Continue. I'm loving this.
I'm like, either I tell this lie and they don't believe me, or they're just going to kick me out And he's like, all right, what's your name? I said, tell him Markell from the Westchester County Center. He's like, he's in the production meeting. He'll meet you. They literally told me to put my jacket on and stand there and let wrestlers go through the gate because they really thought I was working with them. When the show started, we went in. I just sat and watched the show. At the end of the night, I talked to Ronnie, and he realized that I was contacting him for a whole year, and he never got back to me.
That's crazy.
So he was like, all right, he has some stuff coming up, and it started with boxing. I'm not like a real boxing fan, and I was like, I don't want to do boxing events, but I also want to be picky because I'm new.
Yeah.
And then, like, every time he would throw me a boxing here, he's like, I know you want to do wrestling, but I have these other guys. Like, I'm not worried about it. And then I think finally I got to do a TNA taping.
A question. So when you were standing there letting what wrestlers did you see?
It was Rob Van Dam.
Nice.
Sting.
Awesome.
Samoa Joe.
Hey.
Team 3D.
Okay.
Who else was there? Bobby Roode.
Nice. It's. I love that you said Team 3D and not the Dudleys because you made us like, nope, we're using their impact names. I get it. Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Wait, long hair Bobby Roode or short hair Bobby Roode?
Long hair Bobby Roode.
Oh yeah. This is way back then.
James Storm. And it's funny because, like, ironically, right now, like, over the years, I met Storm that one time, and, like, once you meet these guys and they get used to seeing you, like, it's like your buddy when you go places.
Nice.
So,
all right. So you was doing boxing. You did any famous boxing matches? Like,
it was like a lot of amateur stuff.
Okay.
Like these guys that try to make it to the pros because it was like
Yeah.
locally, like Long Island, Jersey. I did Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, I'm not like a real big boxing fan. He has the money team.
yeah.
And I forgot one of his boxers under him. They did like a weigh-in promo at the Barclays Center, and we
Was
did
it Adrian Broner?
Yeah.
Adrian Broner? Yeah.
We did the Adrian Broner weigh-in, and then they're like, oh, you guys, you can have tickets to the fight the next day. I was like, I don't want this because I don't like boxing. like I don't have nothing against athletes, but it's just not for me.
You don't like boxing?
I tried as a little kid, and
oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does suck to get punched in the face a couple times.
Right. My cousin was actually my barber. He was a boxer, and he was real good at it. So I'm like, all right, he's doing boxing. I got another cousin that's doing football. Another one's doing basketball. I want to do something different out the family, too. I want to try to break into wrestling. And then after that, that one show, it died down, then it picked up. It died down, then it picked up. But you had to wait your turn to get on these shows. And then a lot of the guys in Atlas started. Like, they couldn't do it because of other pre-commitments. And I'm like, yo, just call me and I'll do everything.
Nice. So you said you made sure you was available for it all.
Yep. And I did most of this without a car. I travel public transportation to get to these guys.
That's commitment. Okay, so now you made yourself for all these shows. How'd you get to the point where you were like camera security? Because like I know there's security for the event, but then that like this specific security that they use for camera.
Well, with that, it's like, all right, like you said, they have in-house security, and then of course the Atlas guys, we're their main security because Atlas is hired by the company because we have to walk these guys through the parking lot to the hotels or whatever. So when they would have the production meetings, like we would be part of it, and they would tell us what segments we're in.
Nice.
Or sometimes it would be Ronnie ringside, Joe on the opposite side, or I'd be in the crowd. And it just got to the point where he wanted to switch it up a bit. So like I was always sitting, and I used to say that too. Like, dag, I'm looking at all this on YouTube and TV. Like I always find my way onto the camera somehow, even when I don't want to be. But it happens.
That's cool. That's cool. So you were mostly working Impact, correct? Impact TNA.
It was Impact, House of Hardcore.
House of Tommy Dreamer.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. I know you've crossed paths, but have you ever spoken to some of these wrestlers and how were their goals? Do you have any cool stories like from meeting some wrestlers and working these events?
I mean, not really. It's just more like, hearsay. Like, like they'll throw a couple of jokes in there because obviously they like, like especially the Hills, they like to roll up the crowd. So I'm the bad guy. They're the bad guy. I gotta go like, you gotta walk me through the parking lot and stuff. Or there's a couple like, hey, come out to dinner or let's go out for drinks after the show,
Yeah.
which they frown upon.
Okay.
Because now they're like, all right, even though I'm invited out to hang out with them, if they get into something, I have to help them.
That's fair.
I have to help them.
It's like, because you security.
Right.
You security. You now, you went from just event security to personal bodyguard all
Right.
together.
And I'm like, why? I'm like, when they're off the clock, I should be off the clock, but.
So it was like, yeah, y'all not paying me. Wait, were they buying all the drinks?
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
I mean,
Austin Aries, cool. No matter what all these other tabloids and shit say about him, mad cool guy.
he's real. Okay,
Real
who else?
cool.
Anybody else that's real cool? Who's real cool that people wouldn't think is super cool, or looks like they're hard to approach, but is really cool?
Believe it or not, when I was working backstage for the Westchester County Center, because I was in the backstage area a lot when the wrestlers came, because I knew the majority of them. Like, I've seen Kane. Kane was literally backstage telling jokes, like joking on all the divas. I'm talking about like inappropriate jokes.
You talking about the big red machine Kane?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
Yes.
all right. I dig it. I dig it.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
Very cool.
he seems like he would be
Very
a cool.
cool.
Like, I listen to his podcast, and he always seems very cool. I mean, he made some mistakes here and there on certain things, but he always seems like he's cool.
As far as like the TNA thing, EC3, very cool. EC3, like I said, James Storm.
Nice.
I just seen him over the weekend at Starcast.
Starcast. You was at Starcast as in Ric Flair's last match. Starcast.
Like they had a big convention too. Yeah.
You was there for that event.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about. Let's get some details on that. How was that? What was the vibe like for that? And like, did people get emotional? Was this like, how was the environment? I want to know because.
So it's like, all right. He said, I've only seen the Nashville Fairgrounds on TV from when Impact started filming because like they got smaller now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fairgrounds. In my head, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna be outside. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't want to be outside in a hot suit. I get there, it's just like this big sectional thing. Like, you come in the front entrance, the first room is set up.
Hold on.
So I get there, the first room is set up. Black Label Pro, you familiar with them?
Nah.
It's a little indie fed. I think they're based out of California or something.
They're indie what?
They're a little indie promotion. I think
Okay.
they're out of California.
Nice. Okay.
They had a show going on in the first section of the fairgrounds, which is indoor. Then you go into this other room. They have all the convention tables set up.
Nice.
Everybody that's going to be there for meet and greets. Then there's a third room where they have like the live podcast Q&A. So we get there. Everybody gets an assignment. You have to be stuck in one place. I got what everybody thought was the bad assignment, but I thought it was a good assignment because I got to be in the green room. I got to hang out with Ric Flair, Diamond Dallas Page, the Nasty Boys. You remember the Nasty Boys?
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Question. Okay. How is it? Because now my brain is working. How is it like in a room with Ric Flair and Diamond Dallas Page?
Well, it's just like, for me, it's like, damn, I watch these guys on TV, but as much as I want to mark out, you call us marks. Like,
yeah, get hyped up, get excited. Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm here to do a job. I know, like, if I ask them later on, I can always get a picture or something with them.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more the job comes first because that's
Gotcha.
what I'm there for.
Yeah.
But it's like just looking, it's like all these guys you watch with TVs over the years growing up, like I'm actually here with them. This is crazy.
So is Ric Flair in the gimmick like 24/7, like they say he is? Like, was he in there like, he'd be like, hey, but then he's getting hype himself up?
Not really. He was taking it easy, being like, he had the preparation for the last match.
Got you.
But when it came to the they did the roast of Ric Flair that first night. And like Comedy Central rule.
Yeah.
And he was laughing and giggling and everybody had some stories. Then the next day they did the Horseman podcast. It had him, Lex Luger, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and he was definitely Ric Flair then.
Yeah, you was there with all. How was like the people, like the audience environment? Was like everyone happy? Was there like emotional?
Oh,
Because like Ric fucking Flair's last match, which people thought would be at WrestleMania 24, then he ended up going to Impact, and then now it's like he had the documentaries, and then he came back to WWE and did little bits here and there.
well, it's like everybody understands, like, okay, yes, we want pictures with this guy, we want to do this, but there's also boundaries. And, like, we were there to set that. Like, all right, these guys on stage, you cannot come up here, you cannot come close. But, you hear a lot of the woos and all that every time he talked and everything. But that was, like, actually my first time to Nashville, and the people are very friendly out there.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit about some other stuff that you as a person do. We know you do security, wrestling. You're into wrestling stuff. You like worked in wrestling. You're also a youth basketball coach. How'd you get into that?
So the youth basketball league that I actually run it now, I've been doing it for 25 years, which is crazy.
Oh, you run a youth basketball
I run
league.
it now.
Nice.
Basketball to me wasn't like, my sport. It was just like a workout sport to me.
Got you.
I was always a football and wrestling person. I played in the league as a player. Like at the age of 14.
Like the youth league.
I played in the same youth league.
Okay.
I played, and for whatever reason, all the teams I were on, we couldn't get over that hump of like winning. I think like the best team out of all the years I played was like 5-5. Then one day, the supervisor of the league, he just came up to me. He was like, "Listen, basketball. I'm going to let you start off by, setting the gym up and doing a scoreboard and writing in a book."
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, I could do that. Then I think like 3 or 4 years after doing that, they came up to me. They said, basketball. Now you're going to start refereeing.
Oh.
But while I was refereeing, I was also coaching. So the coaching started out with my little cousin and his friends from my building.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kept the community tight knit. Like I walked up to the parents in my building. I said, "You want your kids to do something productive? You want to sign them up for youth basketball? We go to these games every week." And they were like, "Yeah."
Were you always into youthful activities like that?
No.
So what made you?
I just seen that. Okay, I did it, but again, this building I'm living in, like these kids had nothing going for them. Like they were always in the building causing chaos or outside getting in trouble. And I'm like, all right, maybe they need something organized.
Got you.
And it started out, I had all these kids when they started out in 3rd grade, and they went all the way up to about the 10th grade. Once they got old enough, I moved on from them. Then I started coaching girls, my cousin and my sister. I had them for 2 years.
Nice.
And then I'm like, all right, it's getting there. I think I'm going to stop. But then every time I kept saying I was going to stop, they would come back and like offer me more money to stay. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay. But I wasn't doing it for the money. I've never done that for the money. Like I would take the kids and it's like, listen, everybody wants to be part of something. Even if you don't take it serious, this is something for you to do. And the kids and I, we would never practice. It sounds crazy. I would never practice with teams because I haven't had time to. So the kids would practice by themselves, but we would all walk to the games as a team. Walk back home. I'd give them to their parents, and I think the first year I had the kids, it didn't mesh.
They didn't mesh.
Like
or
they never played organized ball.
Okay.
So I think the first year they went 1-5. I said all right, because it's summer league. It was only 6 games. I said all right. I said listen, that's all right. This is learning experience. I said it's only going to get better. I said the first year we went 1-5, but by the 3rd year, I'm going to make you league champions. I said, trust me. The 2nd year we came back, they went 3-3. I said, it's only going to get better. You won 1 game your first year. You won 2 more. The 3rd year they came back, went undefeated, 6-0.
Okay. All right. No, continue. Sorry.
Fourth year, I came back 6-0 again.
Nice. All right.
Fifth year, we went 5-1. We lost the game on a technicality, but we were still champions. So I think it just became a trend, back to back to back to back to back. I think first 2 years, nothing. Like 4 years after that, 4 in a row. And then there was 2 second place finishes. And then we got 2 more first place. So out of the 25 years I've been doing it, like I won 14 times.
Nice. So, okay. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit more because, we're kind of pressed for time. Is there any advice you would give people, like, pursuing anything forward? Like, you gave yourself a timetable of 3 years to get into wrestling, and you did it unconventionally, where you met wrestlers and actually traveled. And then you became a youth coach for basketball and set yourself a timetable again for them to make sure they're winning games. Any advice you would give to people that want that type of mindset and know, like...
Oh, it's just simple. For me, and I tell everybody, like, if you really want it, just go for it. Don't listen to people that tell you you're just wasting your time, because those are the same people that don't accomplish something themselves. So if they can't accomplish it, they don't want you to do it, And that was also the issue I had, like, with a lot of my friends where I grew up at.
Yeah.
They made fun of me because we was from the hood. Oh, nobody from the hood really watches wrestling or all that. You're not going to go nowhere. Now they see me.
Which is not true, because I can put you on to a whole plethora of hood people that watch wrestling. Jabba's podcast, shout out them. You go to Legends Bar during every pay-per-view, Jack Dempsey's Bar, all hood people watching wrestling and having a good time. You got an event August 20th, Jabba Slam, super like black ball, all love wrestling affair. Yeah, you're right. Don't let people talk
right.
down.
Yeah, don't let people bring you down. Like, if it's really what you want, you go for it and you pursue it, and that's what I did. Like you said, I took the unconventional way to it, but now all my peers and stuff respect me. They see, like, I'm going all over. Even though we do TV tapings, like, yeah, I'm on the TV and stuff, but even, the kids we work with, I tell them the same thing. Like, yo, don't let your classmate or somebody discourage you,
Nice.
You have to want it. Like, other than that, you're either not going to want it or you're going to go out here and be a statistic in the world.
Facts. Yeah, all right. So, before I have you, do the name drop, do some name drops of some places you worked at, though. Because I know you've been on, I know two main ones. Same wrestling shows you worked.
Besides MLW, I did MLW. I never did Ring of Honor. That's what I wanted to do before the rebrand.
Damn.
Ring of Honor, House of Hardcore. As you know, I'm doing Outlaw Wrestling now.
Yeah.
I actually did, the New York Wrestling Connection out in Deer Park.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make it to WWE, especially when they had the ECW reboot, like the original Atlas guys worked at.
Yeah.
I did Wrestle Pro out in Jersey. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Okay, all right.
That's actually Pat Buck's organization.
Nice.
I think that was pretty much it right now. And then, like I said, it was mainly, Impact, because I was on the verge of going to AEW.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You're gonna have to get me tickets to that if you do.
I was hyped about it.
I mean, when they were in Queens?
No. When they first started.
Oh, okay.
Because they originally had Atlas.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I get to do AEW shows now. I'm like, forget WWE. They're the enemy. You know how these companies do.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking. I don't see the Atlas guys no more. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are we not doing these shows? And then it was just a real big mess behind the scenes, I can't go into that. That's more for Ronnie and Joe.
Yeah.
It was like politics, pretty much.
Nah, I dig it. All right. Let's let the folks know where they can find you. This is the part of the show where you get to shout out any social information you want them to know. to get at you, just in case if they need a security guard, bodyguard, a coach?
Well, I have my Facebook is under my name, Markell Malave. I have my Instagram at lfury13. I use Twitter at lfury13. But I usually just use my social media for like when I'm out doing these events and stuff. I don't, really post on there.
I mean, that's fine if they need to reach you for an event, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right there.
He uses his high school wrestling name for his Twitter and IG, L Fury.
If you want to inquire, my email is lfury13@yahoo.com.
See? All right. That was awesome. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it. I seen you work with the youth, and I see how they look up to you and they follow and listen to you, and I respect it. And you got a team. I like the fact that you are a goal setter with a timetable. So that means as the closer it gets to the time, I can tell that's when you really start going. Even that's why when you say just go for it, it's like, yeah, it's getting close. Let's just go for broke. Mm-hmm. I respect that, bro. That's dope. I like that kind of shit. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right, thanks for having me. This is fun. We're gonna definitely have to do this again.
Yeah, no doubt. I gotta introduce you to 3 other people that would love to have you. Love to have you on their show or part of their show. So, once again, you can follow me on all social medias because it's the same name. It's DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. That's me, Doogie Franchise, and the place to be. That's again DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. Also, you can follow the podcast on IG at It's Show Off Season. Like one word, It's Show Off Season. If you can't spell it, then you're going to have to retake a vocabulary class. So on that note, once again, I'd like to say thank you to our guest, Malave, or L Fury, for those who now know. And on that note, I'd like to say goodbye and good night.